If you don't got a big sis already, you got one now, rather than what could have been. Oh, that was good. Chivalry is dead at that point. And I was like, oh, so that's what we're doing. Okay. Everything in Megan Knees works wonders. Yup, that's the 411. Need to stay hydrated because I'm about to do a lot of talking. Oh my gosh, I just realized I have my lights on, and behind my bed, this part of the LED strip lights, I somehow ripped it, and so now that part is out, but everything else on this side of the room works, so just ignore that. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Y'all asked me some questions in a poll that I put up on my Insta for this Q&A, girl talk, big sis advice type video. I'm leaning more towards the big sis advice kind of vibe because I wanted to let anybody ask me a question, because at the end of the day, anybody could have an older sister, you know? So if you don't got a big sis already, you got one now. I'm gonna give y'all the 411 on all the different topics, questions y'all asked me. But before we get into the whole Q&A, be sure that you're subbed to my channel if you're not already, and give this video a thumbs up and follow my Insta so you don't miss out on any future Q&A, polls, posts. Yep, that's what I wanted to say. Grab your popcorn, grab your notepad, and let's just get to it. I don't know where to start. We're gonna ease into it a little bit. So one of the questions asks, what does hot girl summer mean to you? Hot girl summer, whether you're shaking ass on a yacht in a thong, or just chilling, doing you, focusing on yourself, making money, or doing both, it does not matter. I think that is what hot girl summer is. It's not one or the other. You can be booed up in a relationship and still have fun, have your hot girl summer, but come back to your boo at the end of the day. I think there's a misconception around hot girl summer, and a lot of people think like, oh, they finna be outside or whatever, like they're gonna go mess around, do some hoe shit. But you know, it's not even like that. It could be like that, and I don't judge if it's like that. It's just you doing you, having fun while doing it, looking good while doing it, and making the most of your summer, because I know everybody's been locked up during COVID. We get turned up. We get turned up. Someone asked dream job. Honestly, this right here, me making content for my channel, my IG, TikTok, whatever platform I'm using, just constantly making content, because I came across so many different people literally my age or maybe like younger, older, whatever. They're doing this for a living. This is their career, and they're making some, you know what. That's literally my dream since I was little. Like, if I could just make content, make posts. I already like doing it. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of work because it's kind of just like an all around the clock type thing. But even just up until now, money aside and all that, this shit's fun. That's the whole reason why I started it. I hope y'all have been enjoying my journey thus far on my channel, my Insta, all that. So fingers crossed, manifesting it right now that this could really be a long-term thing, because I'm definitely about to be in my last year of college, and I for surely don't know what I want to do besides this. Next question. Should I just get into the spicy ones? F it, we ball. Let's get into it. What made you want a vibrator, and how often do you use it? Let me get it right quick. Okay, so if you haven't watched, what video was that? I think it was a weekend in my life video a few videos ago, and I talked about it a little bit, but I told y'all I would actually give you the 411 on how it works, how it felt, all that. So this video is sponsored by Bush. Shout out to them. They are a sexual wellness brand. They're all about focusing on kind of breaking the stigma around us maintaining our sexual well-being, because it's often frowned upon, or like, she has sex, she wants to feel good. Like, what does that even mean? I too, growing up, was always kind of just like, you're not supposed to talk about having sex, masturbation, stuff like that. It's just never a conversation starter or like a comfort topic, but I think it should be. If you want to feel good, you should feel good, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, this is their Empress 2, their new and improved version, and let me just say, go crazy, y'all. It'll definitely get you there. Here's what that box looked like. Obviously I took it out because I have it in this little pouch that it came with to prevent dust from getting into it and just from it getting dirty. It says more self-love. Can I get a few snaps for that? Here's the actual thing itself, and when I first got it, I tried it out for like the first few days in a row because I just wanted to see if it was living up to what the reviews were saying and what Bush was saying. And yes, I do clean clean it before and after I use it every time. But this is what it looks like. Kind of looks like a seahorse, not gonna lie. It has the controls right here, the power button, and this is what it sounds like on the first setting when you turn it on. The top one will increase the intensity. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there's different combinations of pulses, and then you just hold it back down to turn it off. And it has this suction vacuum type design right here that's supposed to go right on your clit. That's straight to the point. If you're just trying to feel good really quick, this would be for you. It's so cute. I love it because it's pink. I love the little pouch it comes in, and it's small and discreet. It's like so me. If you guys didn't catch my response, that was my response to how many times I use it. It's not every day or anything. It's kind of just when I'm in the mood or just want to get things rolling, you know? Even if you have a partner too, foreplay, after intercourse, whatever it may be. Love her. And if you want to try the Empress 2 for yourself, you can use my promo code YTKalia at checkout for 50% off this specific model. It's gonna be worth every penny, y'all. Love it, love it, love it. Gotta have it. All right. And y'all know when Big Sean said, I made you come 9 times in one day. You could do it too, sis. You could do it too. Let's get into the next question. Have you taken birth control? And another person asked, do you have birth control or ever considered them? And if so, which one? So for one, I myself have never tried birth control. I've definitely thought about it before. And of course, there's always different reasons people have for it. Let me just clear that out the way. I feel like everybody always thinks, oh, she's on birth control. She's having sex. Okay, yes, she could be. But also, so many other reasons why people get it, whether it's for cramps, acne, trying to gain weight, trying to lose weight. Some people are irregular and will get really heavy periods, or they'll last a really long time. Those are just to name a few. For me personally, if I ever got on birth control, I feel like it would only be if I'm in a serious long-term relationship and just want to be safe in terms of like getting pregnant when I don't want to get pregnant. And then also in the past when I've thought about getting on birth control, I know some people it made their acne worse. When I was growing up, I would say I had pretty clear skin, so that was kind of something that scared me out of getting it. But I know a lot of people that love it, some people that don't love it, depending on what type. Some of my friends have gotten the shot. There's one called the depot shot, I'm pretty sure. You get it like every 3 months or so, and she loved it when she was doing it just because it was low maintenance. You don't gotta take a pill every day. She also barely got her period. I know people that take the pill. I mean, of course, it's kind of hard because you have to set a reminder or an alarm to make sure you remember it, because then obviously if you miss a few, it's not going to be as effective, or it might throw off the cycle. But there's that. I also know a friend that has the IUD. She loves it, but I think the procedure to put it in is kind of painful. And then I've had some people I know got the one that goes in your arm. Kind of heard a lot of stories of people getting it taken out because they just didn't really like it. I don't know why, if it's just because the lump or if it was making things worse, but that is what I have to say about birth control. Next question. Shoot your shot, or quote unquote if he would, oh wait, oh my gosh, I can't read. Shoot your shot, or quote unquote if he wanted to, he would. Girl's perspective. I'm not entirely sure how to respond or answer to this, but I'm gonna do the best of how I kind of interpret it. Shooting your shot, for one, that's like a topic on its own. Shoot your shot. Just shoot it. If you airball it, if you kind of bounce off the backboard, it's fine. At least you'll know. Sounds so corny, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And let me just say, it's so much better knowing what is rather than what could have been. Oh, that was good. I thought of that right now, y'all. It's always like, oh, the guy should shoot their shot first. But what if the guy don't even know he's on your radar? You know what I'm saying? So just go for it. Just do it. Like Nike. I don't know. I'd rather get rejected, or maybe not rejected, than to wonder what would have happened. And then the if he wanted to, he would. I am a very strong advocate for this, and it's partially because of TikTok, because of all the different videos that be popping up on my For You page about like couples and stuff like that, and they be doing the extra mile. They be walking on water for their significant other. If someone is willing to do that for them, out of all the people, billions of people on this earth, there is more than one person willing to give you the freaking world. You just gotta let them. Maybe you haven't met them, maybe you have. If he wanted to, he would, and don't settle for less. Know your worth. The person you're waiting for a text back from, just some action, someone's already outside your door, knocking, waiting for you to give them a chance. I should listen to my own advice, but I don't, so someone's gotta. One of y'all, listen to my advice, please. Next one one, there's two questions kind of similar. When did you lose your V card and who was it with? Are you a virgin? If yes, why? And if no, why? Okay, this is how I'm gonna answer it. I'm not giving names. If you know, you know, but I will tell you the breakdown. I was 17. I was a senior in high school. Mind you, this was like my first more long-term relationship. I didn't really like commitment, but I committed, and basically it was maybe like a few months into the relationship, it happened. And let's just say, I feel like the first time, especially like the very first time, not even the first time with just like a different person, just it being the first time, I think it is like an intimate moment, but because it was like the first time, you don't really know what to expect or how it's gonna go. So it was definitely a learning experience. Eventually we figured things out, but at the very first time, I would say it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. I wasn't nervous. Okay, yeah, I was kind of nervous. Like, it was such a big step. I was like I was a little baby. But yeah, I was 17. That's when I lost my V card. And then also, obviously I'm not a virgin. The reason why I am not a virgin is I know like people have lost it younger than me. Kind of was just waiting on when I for sure knew I was ready, and I knew I trusted the person because I wasn't just gonna do it, especially if it was my first time. I think timing and everything was good. And there's no shame if you had it younger or if you had it older or still haven't lost yours. I think it's just like personal preference and waiting for the right moment. You're always gonna remember your first time. I mean, there will be times after, but I'm just saying. Just saying. Next question. Just how to gain confidence. I definitely think it's a long journey. Yes, you can reach certain levels of that self-love, but again, it's an ongoing thing, and you're never just gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm so confident and I'm staying up here. If you do, kudos to you, because I have not figured out how to mentally master that, but I've worked on it and grown. First thing is first. Whoever asked this question, I'm not saying that you specifically do this, but just in general, don't compare yourself to someone else. It is so unhealthy, and I catch myself doing it, even just like with celebrities. I feel like that's the main thing that people compare themselves to, but realistically, so many celebrities, yes, there are ones with natural bodies, but there are some, you know, that maybe got BBLs or got Botox, whatever it is, and because of that, basically like you're trying to achieve something that isn't attainable realistically. You're trying to change how you look to something that they don't even look like, you know what I mean? Yes, some people may have this going for them or that going for them, but everybody has something going for them, and there could be other people that you don't even know are looking at you wanting to be like you. And it definitely takes some time to mature to that level of where you're kind of just like, okay, I don't give up what everybody else says or what anybody else thinks. You need to self-affirm yourself every day. I am that bitch. Point blank, period. Because believing that you are a bad bitch, you could already be a bad bitch, but if you don't believe it, at the end of the day, you're not a bad bitch because you don't believe it yourself. Believing in yourself is so much more powerful than everybody thinks. It makes you realize how much you have going for yourself and how many things we're blessed with in our lives, that it makes you gain confidence back to yourself because it's there, it's all there, you just need to uncover it. And that's the mental side. And then for me, I feel like body confidence. Growing up, I was kind of like a chunky kid in elementary, middle school, but then once I got to middle school, got skinnier because I would do more sports and stuff like that. But then I was like, okay, I'm really skinny and need put some weight on. And so more towards like the end of my high school career and then into college up until now, I really wanted to focus on fitness for myself because I personally just wasn't happy with my body. And I'm not saying that anybody's supposed to look a certain way. I personally just wanted to be, you know, kind of thick, but it's hard if you can't really gain weight. I struggle with that sometimes. Doing fitness and weightlifting is something I did for myself to make me feel better about myself and be more confident. So you can also find your version of that. It doesn't have to be weightlifting, it could be something else, because everybody's beautiful in every shape, every form, every size, every color, period. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Are you talking to anyone or interested in anyone? Talking to? No. Interested? Yes. Moral of the story, people want to play, I'm gonna play back. Someone asked how to shave properly, if I do it, of course. And I think another person also asked how to shave down there, so we're gonna get a tutorial. I mean, you know, not like that, but so now I shave again because I used to. Here's my history. I obviously started off like when I was in high school, like I just shaved because that's the default. Got to college, I tried to nair because some of my homegirls were like, oh, like I nair down there, and like they're like, oh yeah, I have coarse hair. Clearly not enough, because I tried it down there and it was in a dorm shower, y'all. A dorm shower. The freaking 1 foot by 1 foot size shower. Luckily I'm small and short, so I can kind of, you know, like squat. I was literally like in there in the small space that I had, kind of just like spreading my legs like this because I did not want it to touch my lips or just, you know, get inside. It burned so bad. Do not recommend. If you have thin hair, maybe, but I just think it's a bad idea to put nair, especially on such a sensitive area. Went through that. I was fed up. I let it grow out, and then I got waxed. I went to the European Wax Center. Only thing with that, you can't shave in between. I think there's something on my screen. Quarantine happened, tried sugaring myself, but don't recommend. It was melting on my skin because I was sweating. I went back to shaving. Then now a laser. Now reaching my final point. With lasering, I can shave in between sessions, which is pretty dope, but also my hair has diminished a lot. If y'all want a free consultation with Laser Away, link will be in the description box. But basically, I had to learn for real how to shave, because before, yeah, I would shave, but I feel like I couldn't even get into every single crevice because I just can't see. And then if you bring a mirror inside the freaking shower, it fogs up because of the water. So I'm like, I don't know how to do this. Shout out my homegirl Mita. I literally asked her, I'm like, how do you shave in the shower? Because I'm trying to get everything. It's less pain when you shave everything off for laser treatment in general. So what you want to do, I'm sitting on a bench right now, but pretend the bench is the floor. I literally get into Megan knees, right? Now you're looking down at it. Because you're in this position, everything is spread out. Your lips won't get in the way. I use a men's razor, BT dubs, because men's razors, if you're not on that hype yet, do it. I've always used men's razors because the women's ones just never cut it, especially like those disposable ones. Don't do that to yourself. Men's razors are more expensive, but they stay sharper and are more durable for a way longer time. I use Gillette. I don't know exactly which ones, the 5 blade, 4 blade, something like that, but then you could just get refills on the blades. Besides that, or down there specifically, I like to use conditioner. It softens your hair and kind of makes it a smoother shave rather than if you use shaving cream, because shaving cream, it'll get foamy and you can't see what you're shaving. Oh, exfoliate beforehand. You can use like an exfoliating glove, but I also have a scrub, Tree Hut scrubs. Any of the scrubs they have, super bomb. Exfoliate, wash all that off. Put the conditioner. I start up here, like the front part. That part you can stand up doing because sometimes it's kind of harder when your skin's like bending right here. And then I start going down the side labia from like the inner thigh and then inwards. I shave that way. And then I also do the same on the other side, the outer thigh, shave inward. Once you have a clear path and like everything looks like it's pretty shaved, to really get in there, say if I'm at the front, as I go downwards, I start to go sideways so you can really get as close of a shave as possible. I don't recommend doing that when you have hair grown out because then that's going to cause ingrowns and it's going to hurt. But if it's pretty closely shaved, just do that last few swipes sideways. And then to get towards the back, okay, here's what you want to do. So when I'm still in this position, I get my hand, like say if I'm doing this side, I get whatever hand's not with the shaver and kind of hold my lips the opposite way so that way I'm not gonna freaking cut my lips. I start shaving as close inwards, but then if you see a little straggling hairs that you didn't get, you can kind of work with it and like go inwards towards your stomach like that, or even go outwards. But I recommend doing that again when it's closer to the surface of your skin. Getting in the back, that's a different story. I still haven't mastered that, which is why I loved getting waxes because they just can do it all for you, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You can stay squatted down, kind of just like feel where your butt cheek is and cover your lips again, and you're going from the back to the front. It's kind of impossible to get all of them just in the shower, but do that first to get as much as you can. In the back, literally spread them cheeks, girl. Cover your booty hole like this, and then here's from the back. You're gonna just like side swipe your booty cheek and then do the same thing for the other side. You gotta spread them because how else are you gonna do it? After that, then I get out the shower, but don't completely dry the area. You might have to reapply conditioner, but also make sure your shaver is still moist. I get a mirror and put it underneath, and I'm literally squatting in that same position but looking at any hairs that I missed and try my best to get it. Again, don't try and do it when it's dry, but that's how I shave. I hope that was a good demonstration, even though you can't completely see what I'm doing, but you kind of understand stand situation, but everything in Mega knees works wonders. If you're flexible enough to put your leg up to the wall, do it. Okay, this question I was cracking up when I first seen it. I'm not gonna out the person, but it's one of my friends. My asshole has been torn since 2016. What should I do? Okay, they were kidding. I mean, like, not kidding. Okay, me and this person, we both just so happen to have the same issue with our booty holes. In high school, this one time, I think I was on my period, or actually, I don't even know, but I had this feeling in my freaking booty hole. I couldn't sit. If I sit, it hurt. If I moved to the side, it hurt. If I sat down on the toilet, tried to poop, even though I didn't have to poop, it hurt. But it felt like someone stuck a freaking stick up my ass. It just hurt so bad. I've seen some TikToks talk about it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one. It was like a one-time thing. Then I got to college. Towards the end of the year, I was drinking a lot of water, but maybe I wasn't having enough fiber, and I think I was kind of constipated, and so because of that, it can cause hemorrhoids. And hemorrhoids is basically when you strain too much from trying to shit. That's as blunt as I'm gonna put it. I had it one time, and I was telling my hallmates, I was like, y'all, my ass hurts. I can't sit, like, it hurts. But I also can't shit, and they're just like, well, do you want to come to the eatery? And I still went, but it was those hard ass chairs, and I was trying to sit on it, and I was so uncomfortable. But summer before my second year of college, it kind of came back, and I was like, what the fuck? So I had a rectal exam. I don't even think you want to know. First of all, she put a finger or two up my booty hole and was feeling around to feel if there were hemorrhoids, and she's like, oh yeah, you have hemorrhoids. I was like, no, duh, that's why I'm here, because I said I had hemorrhoids. Then she freaking put this tube thing up my booty. She pushed it in, and I was like, oh, so that's what we're doing. Okay. Yeah, it was an interesting experience, but that happened, and then I got suppositories for it, and it's so funny because, like, I had to literally just, like, insert it into my booty hole. But besides that, I remember having that whole experience, and then I told my friends, I was like, oh my gosh, y'all, like, this is what I've been going through. One of my friends was like, oh, I'm kind of feeling that too, or have the same situation. I'm like, dude, I think you might have hemorrhoids like me, or constipated, something like that. We always joke about it all the time, and it's so funny. So that's the story. My advice for what should you do if this happens to you: fiber, foods that'll help you soften your stool, drink a lot of water. And 3, if you gotta poop, go poop. Don't hold it. If you hold it because you're in class or like doing something, you just don't have access to a bathroom, you better go find one, because if you hold it, then it's gonna get hard, and then you're gonna get constipated, and then you're gonna get hemorrhoids. So don't get hemorrhoids. Just go poop. Dang, this is gonna be a bitch to edit because I have just been talking and talking and talking. All right, next question. Any juicy stuff about your experience in Greek life? Define juicy. I don't know how to answer this question. Not to be that person. 2 words. Sneaky link. I've definitely witnessed some interesting things. I'm very much so a people watcher. I love to see what people are doing when they think no one is watching them. And it's so entertaining. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Will you be back in Irvine for school? I want to, but they want to take forever to offer me a lease to move back down there. So fingers crossed, knock on wood, finna manifest it later that I can move back, because it is my last year and I'm trying to be there for my last year. The fuck? Advice for freshman year of college. I think I kind of want to do just a full-on college Q&A, college advice video, but I can just give like just a little bit. This is the main thing I tell everybody to do. Say yes. I mean, you know, like under the right circumstances, but say yes. If someone asks you to go hang out, go hang out. If they ask you to go to a game, go to a game. If they ask you to go on a little weekend getaway, go do it. There's literally no other time like the life you live in college. You're given a different kind of freedom. For me, I feel like I struggled to balance both school and my social life freshman year because, one, I didn't branch out until maybe like the second quarter, which was winter quarter, and I regret that because I should have started talking to all my hallmates sooner. At the end of the day, you're going to be around these people all the time, so might as well just befriend them, get close with them, you know? So there is a balance between both, and so you don't always have to be like, no, like I have to do this assignment, I have to do homework. Of course, do your homework, do your assignments, do what you gotta do. Also make time for yourself. It's the one time where you kind of can have less responsibilities on your plate than you would once you're actually out of college. So do you. Get out your comfort zone. So that's my one key thing. Last 2 questions, baby. So someone asked red flags. I know there are some people that are genuinely extremely busy and don't have time to communicate, whatever, but it takes 2 seconds to let somebody know, oh hey, I'm gonna be busy today, I'm probably not gonna have time to text you, I'll hit you tomorrow, I'll hit you later, something like that. Personally, I'm not a good texter either, but you know what I mean, like you could just communicate what's the situation. So red flags: lack of communication skills. If you guys are doing the relationship things but aren't in the relationship, I know some people don't like labels, but honestly 99% of the time they're probably playing you. So kind of ties into, if he wanted to, he would. I see this on TikTok all the time where guys are always like, within like the first like few whatever interactions, first beginning part of meeting someone, talking to someone, they already know whether they're gonna see a future with you or not. So if they're playing the long game, kind of like, oh, go with the flow, whatever, and you're trying to get like a legit relationship out of that, don't do it. Red flag. Don't waste your time. Say like you take a break and they come back, realize that they messed up, whatever, then you could do whatever, but in that present moment, don't waste your time, or just don't commit yourself full on. Another red flag, this kind of ties into the communication, but if they're not straight up with you about feelings, what their intentions are with you, they could be playing you, they could maybe see something with you, but kind of waiting it out. It's not probably the same intention that you have with them. Okay, I don't even know other red flags, but one thing I will say, if you have an intuition on something, I would say your intuition is usually most of the time right. If you think something's a red flag, it's probably a red flag. This last question right here, advice for talking to girls. Okay, this one's kind of hard to address because I could say the basic answer where it's like, just be yourself. But okay, yes, be yourself, but I always say feel the situation out first. So if you kind of catch their personality and their vibe as one thing and you're like completely different or whatever, kind of just match up the levels. If you're on 100 and they're at a freaking 10, you don't want to be at 100. You kind of want to meet them first, and then after a while ease into like, okay, this is actually how I am, you know. Don't be over cocky. There's a difference between being cocky and confident. If you're sliding in her DM, either be clever or say something that she can respond to. Because if you're just sending some random ass emojis, or if you're just saying like one word DMs, what do you want us to say to that? So you could say a whole ass message if you want to, or you can just say hey. But if you're approaching someone in person, just don't be weird about it. I would try and make it seem natural, not like, oh hey, like I thought you were cute kind of thing, because that's always kind of like, I don't know what to say back to that, and it kind of puts you both in an awkward situation. But don't go up to them saying hey, or what's up with you, anything of that sort. Be genuine and be a gentleman, because instant turn off. Literally saying a or like what's up with you, I feel like is borderline catcall, because it's like, what even is that? Chivalry is dead at that point. Okay, now we have reached the end of this video. Thank y'all so much for submitting your questions on my IG story. I had fun doing this because it's just me talking, going off of whatever thoughts come to my head when I read y'all's questions and prompts. If you guys enjoyed it, you already know what to do. Thumbs it up, subscribe. Let me know if you want more videos like this, because I would be so down to do another one. But that concludes my very first Big Sis Advice TMI spicy Q&A. And don't forget to check out Bush, Empress 2, link in the description box. Use my promo code YT Kalia. Also, if you want to try Laser Way, free consultation, link in my description box. Yup. Okay. Deuces. I will catch everybody in my next video. Bye y'all.